la création d'emplois dans ces zones jugées vulnérables participe effectivement d'une des solutions qui pourrait prévenir ce genre de conflit. Et je reviens encore une fois sur le fait que le développement est effectivement nécessaire pour construire et consolider, maintenir la paix, mais il faut qu'il aille également en même temps avec donc, les mesures sécuritaires nécessaires pour tout pays souverain. C'est vrai, tout à l'heure, quelqu'un a parlé de souveraineté, mais il faut le dire, il n'y a pas de souveraineté sans la paix. Donc nous devons nous ouvrir aujourd'hui de manière à ce que toutes les mesures soient prises pour préserver la paix et la sécurité, et ne plus s'encombrer de ces complexes de souveraineté.
Donc ne pas s'encombrer de ces problèmes de souveraineté. Monsieur le Président de la Banque africaine de développement, vous avez parlé tout à l'heure de equitable growth. Et bien entendu, ça fait partie de la prévention. Hein. Et quels sont les autres aspects que vous pouvez partager avec nous en termes de prévention des conflits, pour que ces conflits-là ne naissent pas d'abord? Quelles sont les idées que vous voulez partager avec nous sur ce point-là, précisément?
Merci bien. You allow speak in English? It's easier for me. First of all, Amadou, you said something I disagree with. But since you're my friend, I can always disagree with you. You said you cannot eat economic growth. I've heard this many times.
My friends say that.
Yeah.
My friends in the media say that.
No,
but I'll take it mine.
Yeah. Actually, you can eat economic growth.
Tell us how.
The only problem is if you want to eat it alone. If other people are left off the table, that's what the problem is. So the issue to ensure the economic growth can be eaten, multiplied several times over by everyone being around the table. I think that is an important thing. So that is the starting point. I agree with the PM of Niger that you start by bringing everyone around the table. You achieve inclusion, but you also achieve something more important, what we call a stakeholder economy. Everybody has something to protect. But if you have people who think they have nothing to protect, then the threshold of violence is very low. Now I'll give you an example. Take the countries rich in natural resources like South Sudan. You pump 300,000 barrels of oil per day. But then you spend perhaps half of the budget on defense. There'll be less to spend on schools, on clinics. So you have got a false sense of security, but actually you're busy undermining long-term security. So I think for countries rich in natural resources, which is rent from God, it is very important that everyone feels they have a stake in that particular rent. But if a group of rent seekers want to control that rent on their own, then you have got a long-term problem. Now, you could choose to use that rent or part of it, for example, to invest in agriculture, to subsidize farmers. You could choose, as President Jonathan was saying this morning, to take part of that rent and create social protection programs. In that way, you create a stakeholder economy. Now, I heard someone in the crowd challenging the number of barrels the South Sudanese export. We can discuss that. I'm sure you can talk about the numbers. But whether it is 30,000 or 300,000, the rent still has to be shared. If it's not shared, you have a problem. I'm not sure about the numbers now. Take a country, you have maybe 20 million people. You export, let us say, 1 million barrels a day. That's a lot of money. It is quite possible to have programs like they have in Alaska, where every citizen gets a share in direct transfers. So every citizen has a share of that rent for now in the future. It's one example, but it's among many. I really want to insist to you, Amadou, that GDP growth can be eaten, but we want to have everyone around the table.
So, Mr. President, we have heard it now. GDP can be eaten, economic growth, people can eat it. So we'll be tweeting about it.
But everyone has to be around the table.
Everybody has to be around the table. His Excellency should be leaving at 2:55, so we have another 8 minutes before you leave. I just want to open it to the audience now. And I'm sorry, from here I may not be seeing very well because of the spots. I would take 3 quick questions, and please tell me who you are and go directly to your point. So, sir, here, I would love a lady. No ladies? 1 lady there, 2, and 3 there. We start there, then here, then here. Please, straight to the point.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Tell me who you are, please.
My name is John Fajimi. I'm an engineer from Nigeria. I work for Radio Seku Telecoms. My question is that what is our leaders, the African Union President, doing to ensure technology transfer to Africa? Knowledge transfer. This is what will help us solve insurgency and help for inclusive growth. Thank you.
So technology transfer, that would be for Mr. Moussa to answer. Second is here. Right here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Mohammed Yunus. I'm the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Somaliland. I would also like to take this opportunity to sympathize with the people of Nigeria for what has happened to them. And I think we all feel the pain, and we are there to support them. I am from Somaliland, and Somaliland has been in peace and stability for the last 23 years. And we do have a lot of lessons that we can contribute to the rest of the world. I think, and I'm grateful for the African Development Bank's president and the AU for the support that they have given to us in Somaliland. But my concern is if you don't support communities that have managed to have peace and stability in their own for over the years, there is a likelihood of them going back to the civil war. So my question is, and I know that the president of the ADB has been concerned with this issue, and so what to do to support communities of that sort. But I think we have to make every effort to ensure that there is inclusivity for those communities who are not recognized, but at the same time doing well with peace and stability and can offer a lot to the world.
Thank you. And that was a question to Dr. Kabirika, you said?
See how we can help us, yes.
Okay. So, Madam, last question there.
Hello, my name is Dr. Ola Orokanun, and I run a company in Nigeria called the Flying Doctors Nigeria, which is the first air ambulance company in West Africa. And what I wanted to ask is, I feel the conversation so far has been about the government creating jobs for young people. And I've not heard very much about young people creating jobs. I've not heard very much about entrepreneurship and how to create, encourage young people to be part of the private sector. We're talking about private sector engagement, but we're not talking about how young people can become employers themselves and become part of the private sector. So I just wanted to put to the panel, what role does entrepreneurship have in fostering this growth, especially young people, young entrepreneurs? What role do young entrepreneurs have? And obviously, how can we foster and grow young entrepreneurs in the continent?
Thank you. That's an excellent question. And I just want to put on the record that there have been talk about private sector and youth and how to bring them inside. But the question you're asking about entrepreneurship, particularly at the level of countries and continent-wide, how to nurture it is an excellent one. So we'll start with you, Dr. Moussa, what the question about technology transfer.
Thank you very much. And to me, it's a very good question because it stands at the root of the development challenge that Africa has. And I'll be very succinct in this response. First, really, if Africa is going to transform its economy, transformation, technology is at the center of that. And that transformation, we must go for the root aspect of it. When this question arose as to whether you can eat growth or whatever, I agree exactly with what Donald Kaberuka said, that yes, you can eat growth. And precisely the challenge here is that, I guess where you are coming from, when you are saying you can't eat growth, is that Africa today is being said it's growing, but the results
cannot be seen